character who has the capability of winning just like anybody else.
I have a question for you, James, as this match is going on. Was there any moment in time where Ryu's low forward hit into a crouching opponent with Tatsumaki?
I don't think so.
No, right?
No.
Not ever, right? Okay. Then this is history in the making for Street Fighter.
Yeah, I mean, I know in Third Strike it depended on the character. I think some characters were just tall enough that it did hit them while they were crouching.
Really?
But yeah, I mean, I know that's the case for Akuma's Tatsu on like a lot of poor characters because he can just Tatsu and they have to guess how many blocks it's going to be even while crouching. But
yeah,
I'm not 100%
how it hits on the other side.
Ryu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God those days are over. Anyways, Deznere Putroofgod, Zeku and Ryu, again, as we see, forward throw already in the corner, throwing him around on his own stage is disrespect. But then again, it's not Ryu, it's Kairi.
True. Okay, there you go. But then he should have that fireball that, you know, just travels across this. I mean, okay, it's original Kairi. Original Kairi was definitely had the regular fireball. It was only the second game that they gave him the cool different fireball.
They need to give Ryu a command grab where he just like shakes you on the ground, just like in the old EX game.
Throw.
He's like, ah! Yeah, he smashes you on the ground. That'd be sick. Change the camera angle and everything. Oh man, that was a good game. Ooh, and that was a good throw. Excellent time to sneak in there against Deznere and catch him slipping.
Yeah. So you actually sat down and played a lot of that EX, huh?
I played a lot of Street Fighter in general, James.
Oh man, that was. Remember the expert training mode? Oh, so much fun.
When I first completed it, I completed it as an adult, mind you. As a kid, there was no chance. But as an adult, when I first did it, I felt the weight lifted off of my shoulders. It was so great.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's what made me learn how to play fighting games on a PlayStation controller.
Big facts.
Do you know how hard it was to find a joystick back in the days that didn't break if you just barely tapped it? Oh, my Lord.
Oh, I like that. That was a pretty sneaky frame trap from Putroofgod, right? Being able to sneak in the crouch light kick and then just delay the EX Tatsu, but it's not going to be enough. Yeah, Deznere, it's so good having that V trigger too, being able to convert into combos like that, but it's even better when you're young Zeku because of having that extra option of anti-airing at sharper angles.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way that, you know, young Zeku is kind of balanced. He doesn't have the anti-air. He's more about rush down. He doesn't have the defense that old Zeku has. And of course, being able to switch back and forth is such a nice thing for him. And it is one of the reasons why he is a strong character, because you basically have 2 in 1. But I love the fact that, you know, to do a lot of the combos, you have to extend them by switching back and forth. They did again, you know, I mean, not to sound like a broken record, but I feel like they did a really cool job with a lot of the characters. You know, the second half of the DLC characters, they just got more and more creative as they went.
Yeah, I will say out of the entire roster, Zeku is easily the coolest looking character.
And
without
the
a doubt.
background music, oh man. The Strider references in the background music. Oh,
he's actually one of the Striders. Yeah, I think he's originally one of the. I think he's one of the original Striders. I think.
In the lore, I think this is implying that he kind of invented that whole fighting style, and so yeah, he's supposed to be the original Strider now. I think. Which is such a sick, like, little thing. Like, even that V skill, too, when he calls the bomb and when he calls, you know, his pets and everything like that. It's all a reference to Strider. It's so good.
I love it. It's so cool, man. Let's talk about the match, man. There's so much lore and there's so many cool things about this game. Anyways, forward throw now. This is what happens when you put me and James on the mic. We'll get into stories for days.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, now towards the corner here, Deznere, of course, with the 1-0 lead right now. Down 1 round here, so Putroofgod trying to get in there, sitting on a lot of resources at this point in time. Not sure how he's going to spend it. Going to use the V reversal. Interesting. Just doesn't want to deal with the mix-up. And there's the nice thing right there, that Graham being able to erase projectiles, and so active and deceptive hitbox on that as well.
Oh, a gang of damage is coming. Slide, yeah.
Yep.
And this is where it gets kind of dangerous, right? Young Zeku has such great normals to keep the offensive pressure, but calling out the V skill, Sakamoto!
And
Shout out to Hawaiian shirt, man.
Yeah. See, again, that's the power right there. You know, Ryu kind of likes sitting back and throwing fireballs, and normally that might force young Zeku into action, but Deznere doing so well with the old Zeku as well, able to play the zoning game well with the Gram and just, you know, playing from a distance. It's just such a nice thing to have with both of these characters. Well, I'm sorry, with both of the stances for this one character.
Now it's Deznere actually kind of starting. Good.
No, I was saying I still feel like one of these days we've got to cosplay this, and I'll be old Zeku, and you can be young Zeku, and then you better smoke.
You better find me a good wig, James. Let me tell you what, that's gonna be difficult. That's a tall order, man. It's a real tall order you're asking for.
We'll just play the versions with the hats. There you go. That'll work.
Yes, I'm down for that. Oh boy.
Oh no, boy. Too far. Tried to extend through there, but Deznere just needs one more hit. Okay. There we go. Nicely done. Just getting right through that fireball and getting the throw. And Deznere going up 2-0.
And you see that. You see how Zeku can kind of traverse past fireballs, how he has a pretty decent time with it, right? Being able to use the Gram to nullify the fireballs, or in young Zeku can use the EX command dash. Granted, it costs meter, but it's still a very fast way to close the gap, as you just saw a big on punish from Deznere, knowing full well how the matchup should be played out. And it's already 2-0 against Putroofgod. We're going back into the lobby. We might expect the change from Putroofgod into Akuma, but I gotta say, man, there are certain things about Deznere that Putroofgod hasn't realized yet to really break down his defense or even get his offense started. So picking the Akuma might be a little bit more detrimental to his match right now as it stands because of the less health. But we'll see, man. Akuma is the Swiss Army knife of the Shotos, so he's got everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think mainly it's the offense that he's probably looking for, because I feel like, you know, with Ryu, obviously you're not going to be super aggressive. That's just not his nature. But, you know, obviously with a lot of the buffs, he has the ability to do that and get that kind of momentum. But, you know, maybe he's looking for the access to the demon flips and different ways to get in on his opponent so that he can try to apply more pressure to Zeku. So I'm curious as well now with the, if he does change to Akuma, again, this is an if, right? If he changes, we'll probably also see a lot more young Zeku from Deznere and trying to stay that way just to be able to challenge him in the footsies and then in the neutral with that, you know, standing heavy punch confirm and everything. So we'll see what the players decide to do here. So curious to see if this is going to be a character change or just a trigger skill change.
Yeah, I think of it this way with Zeku. When it comes to old Zeku, you want to do keep away and having access to an uppercut, right? You want to be that kind of, you want to have that kind of nuance as Zeku. Oh, it's a Nash. But anyways, let me get into it.
Okay.
Young Zeku is aggressive and stays on the ground. So those are the two nuances I see with young Zeku and old Zeku, right? But the switch up from Putroofgod to Nash, unexpected, completely unexpected.
If you stand in my
All right, well, let's see what he can do with this character again. I mean, it's interesting. He went from Ryu to Nash, so I guess he just likes characters that got buffed then, huh? Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll get this sorted out. We'll find out what's going on with the players here. We'll get this all sorted out in just a little bit. But it's funny because Putroofgod, you know, maybe character buffs is the truth, right? I mean, maybe that's how he feels, because going with Ryu and Nash, two characters who have definitely improved a lot. Yeah, you know, maybe these were some of his favorite characters in season 1, both when Ryu and Nash were really, really strong, and then they decided to switch over, you know, and then he had to switch to other characters like Akuma, obviously, but now in this season, now that those characters are strong again, maybe he's like, all right, I'm going back to my my roots, basically. So maybe he should be put roots god, you know, he's like, not just putting roofs, it's putting roots out. Okay, never mind. That didn't work. Yeah, you're
James, you had it. It was fine. You're doing fine. You're doing fine, Dad.
That look on your face when you're staring at me, you're just like, I don't know about this one, James.
Is that what I look like? That's my normal face. What are you trying to tell me, James? That's
you're
what I normally
judging
look
me,
like.
son. I can see it. I can see it. I'm embarrassing you again, aren't I?
It's hard to tell who's older between, you know? It's fine. You're fine, Dad. It's fine. Anyways, Deznere and Putroofgod, we saw the slight change up from Putroofgod going into Nash. We did have to change up the stage a little bit. Now, Nash versus Zeku, I feel like that's kind of tough to call because we haven't seen this matchup too much. Not gonna lie, we're not gonna sugarcoat it. Nash has pretty much been non-existent, I feel like, in tournament play before the significant changes to the season.
Yeah, no, I mean, the character, I mean, what was the joke has always been, starting at season 2, he had his legs chopped off, right? Like, obviously in season 1, early on, especially in the first half of the year, Nash was considered like one of the, there was the Golden Seven, you know, characters basically out there that everybody was talking about. Nash was always in that list, but I feel like even within season 1, within the first year, by the time we got to the end of the year, people started figuring out what Nash was trying to do, and people really started figuring out how to play Street Fighter V. And Nash actually kind of fell off, but then in season 2, he got a bunch of nerfs as if he was still as strong as he was at the beginning of the season. So he got kind of doubly hit and really didn't get the quality of life changes that he deserved all the way up until finally this year. Like, all the buffs had been pretty minute, but at this point, finally, I think Nash is in that position where he can compete with everybody. And, you know, we've already had CPT qualifiers playing Nash, you know, Capcom Cup qualifiers playing Nash. And so there you go. This character definitely in a position right now where he can take tournaments.
And that is a big jumping in from Putroofgod, a big huge change from what we saw previous. But now Deznere taking full advantage of that misplaced Sonic Scythe and getting all the momentum back. Chasing down the V-reversal, you cannot escape.
Well, remember what I said about what he might do against Akuma, which is to stick with young. Oh, that's gonna catch! Nice stun! Nice reaction, and that's stunned! Wow, I was looking so closely at the life bar, worried about how much damage he was gonna take and see if it was gonna kill, that I totally forgot to look at the stun bar. And dude, that was a lot of stun on those last 2 hits.
That was a sick anti-air, by the way. Medium kick as the anti-air choice from Deznere. That was pretty all right.
Yeah, but again, we're seeing Deznere going with the young Zeku a little bit more. No less reason to go with the old Zeku, as I had postulated with Akuma, but he's doing it with Nash as well. See him fishing with that standing heavy punch. Like I said, really, really good poke.
Oh, move away.
All right. Ooh! A little outside of the range for the throw, and now old Zeku putting a little bit of pressure. Nice, good reaction.
The punish on that. That was clean from Putroofgod.
And now a life lead for Truth. See if he can maintain it. He definitely is winning also in the resource war as well. He has access to tons of V skills and such, but doesn't need to spend a drop of that. Just gets the jump attack in there, and there you go.
And I like that, yeah, taking advantage of that stance change moment, but the Sonic Scythe does get punished. That's the second time Deznere has gone for the hard punch into the Bushin flip. I wonder what else he could have done instead to get kind of like, you know, solidify the damage instead of going for the mix-up. Yo, from full screen, you managed to stop him from doing Sonic Boom? That was nasty with that slide.
Right now, sitting back there, switching back to old Zeku here, but again, you do that off of the V skill cancel because I believe it actually recovers faster than if you just call the V skill.
Oh, again!
Okay.
Now, this is pretty expensive.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend all the bar there to get even again. Oh, there's that anti-air. No. He's also got, okay, he's going to spend 1 bar on the EX uppercut. Tries to sneak in there himself with the dash. 1 more hit now for Deznere. It's all he needs. What a throw tech by Putroofgod to stay alive. Baits out the DP, but didn't have the right punish. I almost feel like he tried to walk forward and kick, and it came out as the moonsault slash.